Plant which have anti-diabetic property is Gymnema sylvester. Activation of an egg by the sperm is mainly carried by the interaction of the sperm protein. Which of the following part of cockroach leg is attached to thorax? It is coxa. Inferior vena cava collects the impure blood or deoxygenated blood from the lower parts of the body. Ileocecal wall is present between colon and small intestine. Moving on to question number 41. The plants which have anti-diabetic properties, which is going to reduce the glucose level, that is the sugar level in the body. So option A, Ocimum sanctum, which is also called as holy basil, tulsi, it is used for treating bronchitis, that is then asthma, malaria and skin diseases. Gymnema sylvester, it is usually used for lowering the blood sugar levels and also reduce sugar craving, so they don't feel like having more of sugar content, right? Then Adathoda vasica, which is also called as Malabar nut, which is used for treating bronchitis, leprosy. It is used for loss of memory, to treat loss of memory and also for jaundice. Then Phyllanthus embolica, Nellikayi ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. So it is used, it is a very very common thing which we come across, which is used for dental diseases, strengthening the teeth, then even for heart disease, etc. So the plants which have anti-diabetic properties, it is not Ocimum sanctum, it is B, that is Gymnema sylvester, that is Gymnema sylvester. Then Adathoda vasica, wrong. Then Phyllanthus embolica, D is wrong. So option B is correct. So the plant which have anti-diabetic property is Gymnema sylvester. Deforestation means what? Obviously we know what is deforestation, removal of destroying the forest. Deforestation means growing plants and trees in an area where there is no forest, growing plants and trees in an area where the forest is removed, growing plants and trees in a pond, removal of plants and trees. Afforestation is planting the plant, replanting the plants. But here deforestation means what? Removal of plants and trees. So option A is wrong, option B is wrong, option C is wrong, option D is correct. So deforestation means what? Removal of plants and trees. Moving on to question number 43. Lysosomes are produced by Golgi complex, option A, option B, mitochondria, option C, endoplasmic, it is not M, endoplasmic reticulum, and D, leucoplast. This is endoplasmic. Endo, not endo, it is endoplasmic reticulum. We all know that lysosome is what? It is a specialized vesicle, bag-like structure that holds a variety of enzymes. And these enzyme proteins are synthesized in the rough ER, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum, and then sent to Golgi apparatus. So the enzymes are modified and pinched off into a spherical vesicle called lysosome. So lysosomes are produced by Golgi complex. Option B is wrong, mitochondria, option C, and leucoplast. So moving on to question number 44. Kokrebellur bird sanctuary is noticed in, I think this is a very common bird sanctuary because Mandya is nearby to Mysore. So Kokrebellur bird sanctuary is noticed in Mandya district, which is 80 kilometers away from Bangalore, and usually we find birds like storks and pelicans, which are more in number in this Kokrebellur bird sanctuary. So Kokrebellur bird sanctuary is noticed in option A, Mandya, option B, Mysore, option C, Chamarajanagar, option D, Hassan. So obviously it is, which is the right answer? Option A, Mandya. So it is noticed in option, that is it is noticed in Mandya. So option A. Moving on to question number 45. One of the following is called Sewall-Wright effect. Option A, isolation, option B, gene pool, option C, genetic drift, and option D, gene flow. Sewall-Wright effect. So genetic drift is also known as Sewall-Wright effect, named after the scientist, and it deals with the fluctuation in the gene frequency in a small population which takes place purely by chance. So one of the following is also called Sewall-Wright effect, that is genetic drift. So option A, isolation, is wrong. Option B, gene pool, is wrong. Option C, genetic drift, is correct. And option D, gene flow, is wrong. So option C, that is genetic drift, is correct. So one of the following is also called Sewall-Wright effect, that is genetic drift is also called as Sewall-Wright effect. Moving on to the 46th question. Oran is a sacred grove, sacred landscape, sacred animal, and endangered animal. Actually, Oran is a sacred grove. You know what is a sacred grove? Sacred grove of India are nothing but what? They are the protected forest areas which are differently in size, and as you know, hunting is strictly prohibited within these areas, and they are also associated with sacred deities. That is, they have an this one, that god resides in that particular sacred grove, and usually they are basically located in Jaisalmer, Jodhpur, and also in Bikaner. So the option A, sacred grove, is correct. Option B, sacred landscape, is wrong. Option C, sacred animal, is wrong. Option D, endangered animal, is wrong. So option A is correct. Moving on to question number 47. Put the following parts of a reflex arc in the correct order, beginning with the sensory receptor. I repeat, put the following parts of a reflex arc in the correct order, beginning with the sensory receptor. So A is motor neuron, B is interneuron, C is effector, D is sensory neuron, E is sensory receptor. So we need to arrange them in the correct order, starting from sensory receptor. So what is a reflex arc? As we know, reflex arc is the pathway of transmission of nerve impulse which controls the nerve action. So we know what is reflex arc. So what will be the pathway starting from the sensory receptor? So the pathway is like this: from the sensory receptor to sensory neurons, from sensory neurons to interneuron, from interneuron to motor neuron, and motor neuron to effector. How is this correct? As we know, the sensory receptor receives the impulse from the organs and convey it to the CNS, that is the central nervous system, by sensory neurons. So from sensory receptor, it goes to sensory neurons here. From the sensory neurons, what will happen? The interneurons carries the impulse. They will carry the impulse from one neuron to the other. So from sensory neurons, it is interneurons. Thereby, the stimulus is converted to the response by the brain, which is carried to the effector by the motor neuron, from the effector to the motor neuron. So it will go from motor neuron to effector. So the option is, so what is the correct option? It is first is sensory receptor, E. The next comes sensory neuron, D. Next comes interneuron, B. Next comes motor neuron, A. Next comes effector, C. EDBAC is the correct order. Here we can see E, correct. In the first option we can see E is correct. Second, D is correct. B is correct. A is correct. Then C is correct. So I think it is what? First option. Here it is, you can see EDABC. ED, here it is, instead of B it is A. So this is wrong. Here A, B, C, D, E, it is wrong. Here AEDBC is wrong. So option A is correct. So what is the order? Sensory receptor to sensory neuron to interneuron, interneuron to motor neuron to effector. So the option A is correct. Option A is correct. Moving on to question number 48. The trachea terminates into option A, bronchial tree, option B, atrium. Atrium has nothing to do with the lungs here. Bronchi, then alveoli. Here, trachea is known as, all of us know it is known as windpipe, and it connects the larynx to the lungs. And you know that it descends, it comes down and breaks into primary bronchi, then the primary bronchi breaks into smaller secondary bronchi, then secondary into tertiary, which further branch into smaller tubes known as bronchiole. So the whole thing is nothing but called as what? Bronchial tree. Bronchi, bronchial tree. So it spreads primary into secondary, secondary into tertiary. So option A, bronchial tree is correct. Atrium or atria, from the lungs, the purified blood goes to the atria for further supply to the body. Then bronchi, the main, you can call it as the main tree, that is bronchi. Then alveoli, the air sacs. So the option A is correct. Option A, bronchial tree is correct. So the trachea terminates into bronchial tree is the correct answer. Moving on to question number 49. Match the entries in column 1 with those of column 2 and choose the correct answer given below. So column 1 has the hormone, the name of the hormones, and which regulate their functions. Column 2, their functions. So this is the hormones and this is the functions. Moving on to FSH. Here we see FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, GH, growth hormone, prolactin and oxytocin. Normal growth, ovulation, parturition, water diuresis. Water diuresis and milk secretion. FSH, I think all of us know it is very important for ovulation. Growth hormone for normal growth. Prolactin for milk secretion. Then oxytocin, you know, it is also called as birth hormone. Oxytocin is called as what? Birth hormone, which is very much important for parturition. So A is Q, B is P, and C is T, and D is R. So A, that is FSH, is ovulation. The function of FSH is to help in ovulation. Then GH for normal growth, prolactin for milk secretion, then oxytocin for parturition or for the childbirth. So AQ, BP, CT, DR. Now let us see which is the one. AQ. Okay, correct. This here also we can see AQ. Here also we can see AQ. Here AP. It is wrong. Here also we can see AQ. Next is BP. Here we can see BP. Here we can also see BP. Then here we can see BT. So this is wrong. This option is wrong. Now we have to identify in these two. So go to the next correct answer. So C is T. Here C is T. Correct. Here C is also T. Correct. Next D is R here. D is R here. But here D is yes. So this is option wrong. So option 1, that is 1 is correct. That is A is correct. Option A is correct. Option A is correct. Moving on to question number 50. Formation of activation calyx in the egg takes place. Option A, before fertilization. Option B, after fertilization. And option C, at the time of cleavage. and option D at the time of amphimixis, that is at the time of fusion of the gametes. So as we know, the activation of an egg by the sperm is mainly carried by the interaction of the sperm protein. I think all of us know fertilizing and anti-fertilizing with the protein on the egg. So immediately after the egg is activated by the sperm, we come across the primary envelope becomes detached from the oolemma, that is from the outer layer, and forms what? The activation calyx. So this is a process which is going to happen. Formation of activation calyx in the egg takes place after fertilization. After fertilization. So this is, see, immediately after the egg is activated. That means after the fertilization, after the process of fertilization. So option A, before fertilization, is wrong. Option B, after fertilization, is correct. Option C, at the time of cleavage, is wrong. And option D, at the time of amphimixis, is wrong. So option B is correct. So formation of activation calyx in the egg takes place after fertilization. Moving on to question number 51. Which of the following part of cockroach leg is attached to thorax ventrally? I repeat, which of the following part of cockroach leg is attached to thorax ventrally? Option A, trochanter. Option B, claw. Option C, femur. Then option D, coxa. So as we know, the thorax in cockroach bears 3 pairs of legs, walking legs, a pair in each thoracic segment. And as we know that each leg is formed by 5 podomias like coxa, trochanter, femur, tibia and tarsus. But the coxa is the stout, very thick portion of leg. Articulation means what? It articulates, means moves with the ventral side of the thoracic segment. So, which of the following part of cockroach leg is attached to thorax? It is coxa. So, option A, trochanter, is wrong. Option B, claw, is wrong. Option C, femur, is wrong. Option D, coxa, is correct. So, option D is correct. Which of the following the part of cockroach leg attached to thorax ventrally is coxa? Ventrally is coxa. So option D is correct. Moving on to the next question, 52. Match the entries in column 1 with those of column 2 and choose the correct answer. So here are the column 1 has the phytohormones and column 2 has the functions. These are the names of the different phytohormones, that is the plant hormones, and column 2 includes the functions. A, cytokinin, B, auxin, C, abscisic acid, ABA, then D, ethylene. P, stress hormone, Q, ripening of fruits, apical dominance, S, bolting, then Richmond-Lang effect. So moving on to the column 1, cytokinin is, we call it as, that is the Richmond-Lang effect. Then auxin, apical dominance. Then abscisic acid is also called as stress hormone. Then ethylene, it helps in what? Ripening of fruits. So cytokinin, that is A is T, B is R, then C is P, then D is Q. Cytokinin, Richmond-Lang effect, auxin, apical dominance, abscisic acid, stress hormone, ethylene, ripening of fruits. So AT, BR, CP, DQ. Now let us see which is the option. First we'll go for the first one, AT. Here also AT is there. Here also AT is there. Here it is AR. So obviously this option is wrong. Here it is AQ. So this also is wrong. So we need to check from, so this is how you need to analyze. Go for the first answer. So obviously the two options will be wrong. Like for example, sometimes one option will be wrong before only. So like that you have to make an analysis, right? So use your presence of mind while doing this analysis part and choosing the options. So here AT, go for the next one, BR. Here it is BR, but here it is also BR. So go for the third one, CP. Here it is CP. Here it is also CP. So, but go for the fourth one. See here, three are correct here. Go for the last one, DQ. But here it is DS. So obviously this is also wrong. So option A is correct. Option A is correct. A, that is cytokinin, Richmond-Lang effect. B, auxin, that is apical dominance. C, abscisic acid, stress hormone. Then ethylene, ripening of fruits. Question number 53. Left auricle receives pure blood from the option A, pulmonary vein, option B, pulmonary artery, then superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. As we know that that is the impure blood from the upper parts of the body and the lower parts of the body is carried by superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, and it is poured into the right auricle. From the right auricle it goes to the right ventricle. From the right ventricle through pulmonary artery it goes to the lungs for purification. From the lungs through 4 pulmonary veins, the purified blood from the lungs is poured into the left auricle. So the pure blood from the lungs is carried by the pulmonary veins and poured into the left auricle. From the left auricle it goes to the left ventricle. From the left ventricle to the aorta it is supplied to the different parts of the body through arteries and smaller blood vessels called capillaries, right? So left auricle receives pure blood from the pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins. So option A, pulmonary vein is correct. Option B, pulmonary artery is wrong because impure blood is carried from the pulmonary artery to the lungs for purification. Option C, superior vena cava is wrong. Superior vena cava collects the impure blood or the deoxygenated blood from the upper parts of the body. Then inferior vena cava is wrong. Inferior vena cava collects the impure blood or deoxygenated blood from the lower parts of the body and pour it into the right auricle. So option A is correct. Option A is correct. That is, left auricle receives pure blood from the pulmonary veins. Moving on to question number 54. The semi-digested food that moves down the esophagus is known as option A, bolus, option B, chyme, option C, rugae, and option D, protein. I think all of us know that the digestive system, the very importance of digestive system is what? Breaking off the complex organic food substances into simpler soluble substances, thereby releasing what? Energy. So digestion, all of us know digestion starts with the oral cavity, and maximum, that is, you can say the most of the carbohydrate food is digested, 3/4 of the carbohydrate is digested in the mouth with the help of the salivary amylase through an act called chewing, right? And as we know, the chewed food is mixed with saliva, and after the food is mixed with saliva, it forms as alkaline. Why it is alkaline? Because it turns alkaline due to the mixing of the churned food with saliva, and that food is called as, the semi-digested food is called as what? Bolus. It is called bolus, and this bolus moves down from the esophagus to the stomach for further digestion. So the semi-digested food that moves down the esophagus is known as what? Is known as bolus, which is alkaline in nature because it is mixed with the saliva. So option A, bolus, is correct, and option B, chyme, is wrong. You know, the food that is digested from the stomach, it goes to the small intestine is called chyme. From the small intestine, it goes to large intestine is called chyle. Rugae, wrong, and protein is wrong. So option A is correct. So the semi-digested food that moves down the esophagus is known as what? Bolus. Moving on to question number 55. During the transportation of gases, to maintain the ionic balance, chloride ions shifts from option A, RBC to plasma, option B, plasma to RBC, option C, lungs to blood, and option D, blood to lungs. As we know, chloride shift is a process that occurs in cardiovascular system. So what is it? It is the exchange of bicarbonate ions and the chloride ions across the membrane of RBC. Hence it is called as what? Chloride shift. It is an exchange of bicarbonate ions and chloride ions across the membrane of RBC. So in this we find that the chloride ions shifts from plasma to RBC. The chloride ions shift from plasma to RBC and bicarbonate ions shifts from RBC to plasma to maintain what? Ionic balance. So during the transportation gases, to maintain the ionic balance, chloride ions, here we can see the chloride ions shifts from plasma to RBC. Shifts from plasma to RBC. If it is asked, for example, if they ask bicarbonate ions, to maintain the ionic balance, bicarbonate ion shifts from, then you have to write what? Then which will be the right answer? RBC to plasma. But here they have asked what? The chloride ions, shifting of the chloride ions from, that is from plasma to RBC. So option A, RBC to plasma is wrong. Option B correct. Plasma to RBC is correct. Then lungs, option C, lungs to blood is wrong. And option D, blood, that is lungs to blood. Here option D, blood to lungs is wrong. So option B is correct. During the transportation of gases to maintain the ionic balance, chloride ion shifts from plasma to RBC. So option B is the right answer. Moving on to the question number 56. Read the statements A and B. Choose the right one. What does the statement A say? Atherosclerosis. So hope you remember there are two types. Atherosclerosis and arteriosclerosis. So atherosclerosis is a disease characterized by the thickening of the arterial walls. Statement B. Deposition of cholesterol and triglycerides in the arterial wall causes atherosclerosis. Both the statements are correct. How it is correct? You know, atherosclerosis is caused what? Because of the deposition of the WBC and even the remains of the dead cells, including what? Cholesterol and triglycerides. This is the main cause for the hardening or stiffening of the arterial walls, right? And as I said, because of this deposition, it leads to what? Stiffening or hardening of the arteries and cause an increase in the pulse pressure. So obviously it is going to affect the blood flow. So which is the right option? Both the statements are correct, and statement B is the correct reason for A. Why atherosclerosis happens? Due to the deposition of cholesterol and triglycerides in the arterial walls causes atherosclerosis is the right statement. So B is the right reason for A. So statement A is correct. Option A, statement A is correct and B is wrong. Then option B, both the statements are correct but not related to each other is wrong. And here both the statements are correct. And B is the reason for A is correct. This is the right choice. Then both the statements are wrong is wrong. So option C is correct. So both the statements are correct and B is the reason for A. Moving on to question number 57. Juxtaglomerular cells secrete dash What is the dash? A. When there is a fall in dash ion concentration. Choose the correct pair labeled as A and B. I repeat, juxtaglomerular cells secrete dash. What is that dash? What has to be filled? A. When there is a fall in dash, that is B ion concentration. Choose the correct pair labeled as A and B. Option A, renin and chloride. Option B, carbonic anhydrase, and B is sodium. Here A is renin, B is chloride. Here A is carbonic anhydrase and B is sodium. Here A is ATPase and B is potassium, and D is A is renin and B is sodium. As we know that the juxtaglomerular cells are specialized smooth muscle cells present in the walls of the afferent arterioles that go to the glomerulus, the what you call the renal corpuscle. So their function is to produce an enzyme called what? Renin. So when the particularly to produce renin, when the osmolarity of blood changes. So this renin converts angiotensin into angiotensin 1, which later it is converted into angiotensin 2. And this angiotensin 2 acts on adrenal gland to produce an aldosterone. And this aldosterone will help in reabsorption of sodium ions and water from the DCT, that is the distal convoluted tubule, which results in what? Decrease of sodium ions in the filtrate. Fall in what? So here juxtaglomerular cells secrete A. What is it? Renin. So when there is a fall in sodium ion concentration. So A is renin, B is sodium. So which is the option which is having A renin and B sodium? Here renin and chloride, wrong. Here B, that is A carbonic anhydrase, B sodium, is wrong. Here A is ATPase and B is potassium, wrong. A is renin, B is sodium. B is sodium. So option D is correct. So what is it? Juxtaglomerular cells secrete renin when there is a fall in sodium ion concentration. Moving on to question number 58. Ileocecal wall is present in between. Option A, colon and large intestine. Colon is nothing but large intestine. Again, large intestine it is given. Colon and small intestine. Then stomach and small intestine. Option D, cardiac, stomach and fundus. We know that ileocecal wall is a sphincter muscle that guards the opening of the large intestine, and it is found where small intestine connects to the large intestine. So where is it, this ileocecal wall present? It is present where the small intestine, that is ileum, connects the large intestine, colon, and controls what? The flow between these two areas to prevent what? To prevent the bacteria-laden contents of colon from contaminating small intestine. As we know, small intestine has a great role to play in the major process of food digestion, right? So ileocecal wall is present between what? Between colon and small intestine. So it is present between colon, that is large intestine, and small intestine. So option A, colon and large intestine, wrong. Colon, option B, colon and small intestine, correct. Colon and small intestine is correct. And option C, stomach and small intestine, is wrong. And option D, cardiac, stomach and fundus, is wrong. So option B is correct. Ileocecal wall is present between colon and small intestine. Moving on to question number 59. The diagram given below denotes the various parts of a typical flower. Identify the labeled parts A, B, C and D and choose the correct option. So this is the LS of a flower, longitudinal section of a flower. So we need to name the parts, which is the correct option, which has the right parts. So all of us know A is what? A is nothing but sepals. Right. Then B is what? Ovary. C is what? Filament. Then D is what? Petal. So now B is ovary, or we can also use the word called pistil. Right. Now actually this part which is not labeled, actually this is stigma. Right. It is not labeled there. So now only A, B, C, D. So option A, petals. Option A is sepal. So this is wrong. Here option A, sepals, correct. Here option C, sepals, correct. Here option D, sepals, correct. Go to the next one. So B is what? Pistil. Here B is sepal, wrong. Here B is pistil, correct. Here also B is pistil, correct. Here B is petal. So this option is wrong. So now we need to check the right option from B and C. These two are wrong already. Now next, C is filament. Here C is petal, wrong. Stamens, that is stamens, filament, or we can also use the word called stamens. Right. So here C is stamens, correct. Here D is stamens, wrong. So D is petal. So option C is correct. Option C is correct. So A is sepals, B is pistil, C is what? Stamens, then D is petal. So A, B, C, D, here you can see sepal, pistil, then stamen, then petal. So option C is correct. Option C is correct. Moving on to question number, last question, that is 60th question. Read the statement A and B and identify the correct choice from these given below. That is statement A. The egg of frog is moderately telolicital. The statement B. Sooner or later, the cleavage pattern becomes irregular. I think all of us know that based on the distribution of the yolk, we use the word called moderately telolicital, then alicital, macrolicital, microlicital, right? So it is based on the distribution of the yolk. Here, we know that the frog's egg has high concentration of yolk. You know, there are two hemispheres, that is the vegetal pole. We can also use the word called vegetal pole or animal pole, or vegetal hemisphere and animal hemisphere. So the frog's egg has the high concentration of yolk in the vegetal hemisphere because they have irregular cleavage, which leads to unequal distribution of yolk. So correct. Moderately telolicital means egg contains a moderate quantity of yolk, which is distributed unevenly, not equally. So due to high concentration of yolk, so uneven means what? More quantity of yolk towards the vegetal pole and less towards the animal pole. So due to high concentration of yolk in the vegetal pole, the nucleus is shifted more towards the animal pole. So we can say that statement A is the reason for B. Why? Because the egg of frog is moderately telolicital, the cleavage pattern becomes irregular. So option, that is A, statement A is correct, B is wrong. B, statement B is correct and A is wrong. Then both the statements A and B are correct is wrong. Correct, both the statements are correct, but statement A is the reason for statement B. So option D is correct. Option D is correct. Hope you have understood all the 60 questions from this Karnataka CET 2013 biology paper analysis. As I said, as I keep telling, that analysis part of these questions is very, very important. You need to use your presence of mind, understand the question properly, and also go through the options carefully. Then you will be able to mark the right answer. So you need to use your smart brain. As I said, when you are analyzing, go for the first option and just try to see the first right answer, then try to analyze from the given options. So then you will land up in the right option. Hope you have understood all the 60 questions what I have explained in this particular paper of your Karnataka CET 2013. So I'll be back with one more paper. Till then, goodbye and thank you.